So today I try my hand at opening my own branch at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I start by fading into this beautiful scene by the lake. Ah, would you look at that bridge? Followed by inspecting my all-new Fredbear Fazbear Freddy Pizzeria diner. I then decide to walk outside to see what the general populace is up to these days. Outside, I find this nice woman with an orange shirt and a lady trying some new aerobics I've never seen before. Deciding I don't want any more sexual assault charges, I choose to go back inside, and I find this cool menu where I can buy stuff. I place down some Dollar Tree foldable tables and some just stain chairs to go with before realizing that I can buy even more cool stuff like stages from this menu. Just a side note, but I love this little bear so much. Next order of business is to get some animatronics, but I could only afford the Freddy, so it'll have to do for now. I then put up some posters before getting caught by, well, I'm not sure who by, and it sends me to this area where I'm also not sure where this is, but I couldn't move and I was stuck, so I had to reload the game. Fading back into consciousness, I decided to continue my poor spending habits and buy some more items. Here I have to replace my Freddy because the last one took off like JFK's head. Then I re-put up these awesome posters and replaced some tables. After getting my place set up, I decided to go outside and see what everyone's doing again. There outside, I find this little girl who gets so spooked when she sees me she disappears. Guess I'm that ugly. Hopping into my purple shaggin' wagon, I explore the city a bit. Complying with all the traffic laws, I take a couple lefts and see a light tower in the distance. After arriving to this beautiful scene, the Russians finally get into my computer and I crash. God, why does this game keep doing this to me? Not too sure how this happened, but I think I woke up in a gulag. There then seems to be a secret passage to the second room. Here I find a note on the floor that has Russian hieroglyphs in it. I'm not too sure what it says, but it says something important. I just know it. I walk back into the main cell and see that they leave these doors open. I go up to ask the nice security guard if I can leave, and he gives me clearance. Hooray! Returning to the real world is a lot better whenever you don't have to do butt stuff with your cellmate. I then head back to the pizzeria to continue my job. There, I place a couple more tables and decide to try talking to some kids. I go to give the parents some pizza to distract them, but then remember, I can't afford pizza. So instead, I decide to attract more little kids by adding this prize corner. I try to find what else I can use to bring these little kids my way, but realize I don't have any money for any of it, so I go outside to try to see how I can get some. While out there, I walk through this creepy forest and find this piss yellow statue of Scott Cawthon. I find myself in Section 8 housing, but then remember, I'm really disgusted of poor people, so I go to this bank to wash my hands of these dirty pores. There, I see this really cool house in the distance, this mall district, and this penis-shaped light tower. Forgetting my original purpose, I head back to the pizzeria and find these really cool menus that I can pull up. Here I can add these new areas like hallways, so I decide to add a bathroom because I like looking at the girls. Walking into it, I see the first stall is empty, so I can use it as a JO space. Although I am still very confused on how little water is in this toilet. I go to find the back room that I built, but I can't find it, so I have to delete it and place it a couple times. Back in my super secret employees only room, I find this really cool spring Bonnie suit in this dumpster that I can put kids' bodies in. That's just a guess. Thinking that's what this is used for, I go and talk to some more little kids to hope collect them there someday. I also go ahead and add a kitchen while I'm at it. Whoa, check out how cool this place is. Anyway, I have more important business to attend to. Hey little kids, come look at these skibidi toilets and 6-7s in this back room. I proceeded to cold-heartedly murder each and every one of them, stuffing their bodies into the garbage chute out back. I tried to suck the kids, but I couldn't figure out how to use it, and it was getting pretty late, so I was pretty tired, and I just went home. Heading back to my house for the night and not getting in any accidents, I couldn't find it, and I was really confused because I was going up and down this neighborhood and nothing looked familiar. Safely heading back the way I came, I couldn't find out where my house was, but I think God pointed me in the right direction because some divine intervention took over and flipped my car. Going down this dirt path that I was led to by Jesus, I found my house, finally! I could go to bed! Inside, I found my Gooner Ragebait Flow Kenyon League loving son consuming his favorite piece of media, Bosnavian beheadings, and so I counted sheep and went to sleep. I dreamed about my wife not finding anyone better than me and how I hope her new boyfriend Chad hits her at night. Driving back to my place of work and safely parking my car, I try to figure out what to do with all these little kids' bodies that I've gained. Not being able to figure it out, I go back to my car and I just sit there. For a long time. And I mean a long time. The IRS finds me, so I have to start an entirely new game. So here's a time lapse of the new building that I created. It's a pretty sweet thing, so I go to check out all the brand new amenities that I added. For example, I've got this brand new office with really cool monitors, lights, and doors. But then here comes the boring part where I have to add more decoration. While here, I see if any of these MILFs want to take a ride on the Cosnicopter, so I change the sheet in front of them to show that I have good household manner. Hey, sorry to interrupt, but please like and subscribe to the video if you're enjoying it so far. I do plan on making more things like this if this goes good enough. I see all these children running outside, so I go to see what all the hype is about. Before doing that, though, I have to do my due diligence and kill a couple of idiots for following me. Unfortunately, one of those kids that ran out earlier must have been a snitch because the ops pinpointed my location and caught me. They also ran my pockets for all the money I had in it, total of $17. Woke up in jail again, but this time I knew the drill. Find the toughest guy in there and kiss him on the lips. I must have been in there for a while because I woke up to Trump's America. Everyone looking the same, wearing orange and being white. Returning back to my job, I think I went wrong last time and I add some more security cameras because I can't afford being caught again. $17 is a lot for people like me. Purple murderers. I spent the next few minutes wrestling this little boy on the ground, but I couldn't seem to move him out of my door, so I just continued on with my day. I wait until my place closes to see if anything cool happens. You guys would never expect what happened next. Freddy Fazbear moved from his area on the stage. I tried to look for him on the camera, but I couldn't find him anywhere, and that's when it happened. I was forced to retire by Freddy Fazbear. And I guess I was in jail for so long, they added a speed bump over here. I took what I thought was the usual turn to my house, but I found this second building that I wasn't allowed entry to. Apparently Chad hates his life so much he stands outside of the building and takes drugs so he doesn't have to remember that his bitch-ass wife is inside behind him. Getting home, I find my son as passionate as ever watching his YouTubes and social medias. I guess it's better than him doing Walmart pranks and getting arrested. Safely returning to my job, I walk inside and I see how barren the place looks. It makes me really sad, so I leave right away and go explore the town. After a couple of close calls and some false insurance claims, I see a train running over here, so I go to catch it. It was too fast for me, so I just do a couple of loops for style points instead. Realizing there wasn't much left for me to see in this town, I return back to my base of operations, where someone pulls a slipping Jimmy on me. Officer, I swear I didn't hit them. They fell. I add a couple more lights to my building because this time I have to find Freddy at night. I disassociate and wait until night. At the strike of midnight, Freddy starts moving again, but this time I can see him with my new lights installed. This night was a breeze. It was super easy and I got my first paycheck. Yeah, it was barely any money, so I had to find a better way of getting some. From here, I took to the dark web, and I tried using a trick that I found, but it just took away my floor, so then I broke the game and had to restart entirely again. This next time, I was very successful, and I put down an entirely new everything. I got a main stage full of all the 3 animatronics and a Pirate's Cove featuring 2 Foxies. I also hired a bunch of workers so I can finally make money from this place by selling pizzas too. And I got this whole new area with a bunch of tables, a bunch of chairs, oh, and this ball pit right here that I pre-stuck heroin needles in. A couple more lights in this place, and I finally own the pizzeria that I have always wanted. I guess we really were a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.